You must paint before you become a painter. That's what this says. What do you know you must do? It's a very, very simple philosophy, but too many people want to be successful and they want to reach their goals and be considered a millionaire or a bodybuilder or a model or any of these things before they act in accordance to being that person. Let's take Van Gogh for a second, right? Let's take Leonardo da Vinci. An honest question for you, were they born magnificent? Were they born painters? Were they born the best in the world? I think it's an obvious answer, no, they weren't. But what did they do before they became, world renowned? What did they do before they were the best at what they did? They painted before they became painters. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. My point is that before you actually become something and you call yourself that, you got to do it first, right? You've got to do it first a lot, many times, over and over. Suppose you want to be a weightlifter, right? You weren't one, but you decided, I want to become a weightlifter. Well, maybe you figure out, what does a weightlifter do every day? Well, they train like a weightlifter, they eat like a weightlifter, maybe they watch videos about weightlifting, they show up every single day. That's what kind of makes a weightlifter, right? They do something that's very specific to their craft. And you start doing that for a day, right? You've done it for 24 hours, you did everything that a weightlifter would do. Are you now a weightlifter? And can you call yourself that? Probably not, right? It's probably a little bit too early, but let's say you do it for a week. Can you call yourself a weightlifter then? Maybe, probably not. Maybe a month. Okay, now you're maybe getting a bit closer. I feel like it's still just a month though. You're probably not a weightlifter yet, but after a year, I think if you keep on doing the exact same things over and over and over that a weightlifter would do, what separates you 1 year in from you day one? You're doing the exact same things, except a year in, you're probably by now calling yourself a weightlifter, right? You increase the amount you can bench and squat and deadlift and all this stuff. You're eating more than ever, you're dialed in, but you've been doing all the exact same things. You see, I hope you realize what I'm trying to say. Before you actually can call yourself something, you have to act that way. And I think way too many people want to just wake up one day successful, wake up a millionaire, a business owner, whatever else they want to be, right? Someone with a PhD, but the actions must precede the results, right? The outcome. That's why for you, I want to ask you the question, what do you know you must do? I think all of us know a handful of things that we could do every single day that the higher version of ourselves would be doing, right? I don't think it's rocket science. If you know that as a multimillionaire, you'd be running a business and have employees and you'd be, building systems and you'd be doing research on the market research, things like that, then you could start to do all those things before you're actually a multimillionaire business owner. Why? Because if you start to do those things often enough, you will finally be a multimillionaire business owner. And that's all this is. This is going to be an extremely short video, but too many people, right, think that magically one day something will happen that'll allow them to call themselves that. Right? Just because you got $1 million in your bank account does not make you a millionaire. It's the actions that preceded that allowed you to make those $1 million that turned you into a millionaire. Right? And I promise you that to be true. Every single person I've ever met who's incredibly successful at what they've done it for years. They've done it for countless hours, right? And they've done it with absolutely zero expectations at the start as well, right? If you know you want to be somebody, then forget about becoming that person tomorrow. If you know it's something you want to do for the rest of your life, what difference does it make if you get there in a day or in a year and two? Makes literally no difference, little to no difference. After all, you're just on the journey to becoming that person that you want to be forever. Right? That's why it's so important, why I believe it's so important to be purpose-driven and to know exactly what you're on this planet for. If you're chasing that and you know exactly what you're going after, then you can align your actions to that and you can live every single day purpose-filled. You can be very fulfilled, energetic, excited, because you know you're either becoming that person or you already are that person. Guys, I hope this is a very simple concept for you to understand. I hope it wasn't complicated and it was very clear. Simply put, if you want to work with me one-on-one and learn more about sales, just fill out the form down below. It'll be easy. It's the first link. Besides that, give me some feedback on this video if you can. There's another link for that. And follow my socials below. I'm going to be coming up with way more videos like this very soon. Peace.